So May 26, 2026 would have been Miles Davis's 100th birthday, his centennial birthday. So I decided to pay tribute to that centennial birthday by putting together the band that I played with when I played with Miles. They call it the We Want Miles Band because that was one of the most well-known recordings that we've done. Bill Evans on saxophone, Mike Stern on guitar, Mino Sinaloo on percussion, yours truly on bass. And we're gonna get together and pay tribute to the man. They call him the chief builder in the band. As most people know, Miles was in retirement from like 1975 till he came back in 1981. And I think sometime in 1980, maybe even in late 79, Bill Evans hooked up with Miles. I think Miles was looking for a young saxophonist, and he called one of the guys who used to play with him back in the 70s, Dave Liebman, and asked Dave Liebman to recommend a saxophonist. And Dave recommended Bill Evans to Miles Davis, of course, not to be confused with Bill Evans, piano player who did so much beautiful work with Miles. But Bill was the one who started recommending musicians to Miles, and he's really the reason that I got hooked up with Miles Davis, because Miles was looking for a funky bass player, and Bill said, you gotta call Marcus. And then I got a call. Miles invited me to the studio that day. So I really credit Bill. Not just me, Bill had a hand in helping Miles put together his first band, which ended up being called the We Want Miles Band because they recorded our early performances and released it under the title of We Want Miles. Russell Gunn, for me, is a great choice for this band, this reunion of the We Want Miles Band, because, a lot of trumpet players study Miles, of course. A lot of them have to make a decision of which Miles to study, because Miles had at least 4 different styles, in my opinion. He had his 50s style, he had his 60s style, he definitely had a 70s style, and then the 80s style. So a lot of trumpet players play in one of those styles, and they really kind of are affected and influenced by Miles. And then some decide that they're just going to absorb all of Miles, and that's what Russell Gunn has done. He just, he doesn't play like Miles, he doesn't play the notes like Miles, he plays with Miles' spirit. Now Mike Stern showed up at the studio. Miles invited him to the studio back in 81 when we were recording Man with the Horn. And Miles was instantly in love with this dude, his playing, his spirit. He would play bebop and then go into blues rock. And Miles just got a kick out of it, man. And, he kept telling Mike, turn it up. When Mino showed up in the band, he was pretty fresh from Martinique. He hadn't been in the U.S. long. He was getting his English together, but I'm sure he didn't understand a lot of what people were saying, particularly what Miles was saying, because even if he spoke English fluently, sometimes you couldn't understand what Miles was saying. But Mino did a great job at just figuring it out by feeling things out. And, he just slowly grew in confidence. His playing was, he already started from a great place, and now he's just a master. Now, Brett Williams, I got him from my band straight out of college. And, he knew all the music, he played all the music great. And within 2 years, he wasn't just playing the music, he was adding and sometimes leading the music. He's a tremendous musician. This guy had just really learned the language. And man, he was just creating those colors, man. Chick Corea, Herbie Hancock, Keith Jarrett. He was really recreating that stuff in a beautiful way and adding to it. And I can't wait to get together with him in this band, now with all these original guys from the We Want Miles Band. So for this We Want Miles reunion band, I'll call it, it would have been great, of course, to have the legendary Al Foster on the drums. But unfortunately, Al left us a few months ago, so that's not going to be possible. But the drummer who's been playing with me for the last 2 years, his name is Anwar Marshall out of Philadelphia. He was recommended to me by Marcus Gilmore, Roy Haynes' nephew, great drummer himself. And Anwar just came through like a champ, man. I mean, he plays so creatively. He can lay down straight hard funk. He can lay down hip hop beats, and he can swing in the most authentic, creative way. So I can go in any direction with Anwar. He knows all of the 50s swing. He knows the Tony Williams 60s swing. He knows what happened in 70s R&B. I can't play a bass line that he doesn't know from the 70s. So, man, I can't wait to get him in this mix because he's going to do an incredible job.
Z okazji 100. rocznicy urodzin Milesa Davisa, Marcus Miller prezentuje We Want Miles. Warszawa, 3 lipca 2026 roku. Bilety na kultura i rozrywka.pl i eskander.pl.